start with the good stuff. Compliments make me better, so remember to say lots of nice things.
3 days until sword trial.
I'll go with the work-life super balance. Let's take a little stroll through the city. Some tenacity training. Some tenacity training. Acuity training. Gotta focus and clear my thoughts. I'll fight 10!
Sword art anecdote. A day spent sword training is always full of interesting stories. Qingque needs to go to a small auction to collect restricted books, and March 7th follows her. Although it is a forbidden book filled with unfortunate legends, but someone keeps raising the bidding price. The price is about to exceed the purchasing budget approved by the Division Commission, and Qingque is starting to have second thoughts. As Qingque's advisor, March 7th offers her advice one last time.
What do you recommend? We can't back out now. This is a critical moment. I understand. All or nothing. That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything.
2 days until sword trial.
I'll go with the work-life super balance. Some tenacity training. Let's take a little stroll through the city. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. Dexterity training for speed. Let's do this! Today. Well done, me.
1 day until sword trial?
Today I'll go with distributed attention. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. Let's take a little stroll through the city. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. Some tenacity training. I'll fight
10! Sword art anecdote. A day spent sword training is always full of interesting stories. Let's see what March 7th has found. The secret manual more esoteric than jade tiles.
This is a type of cyber esoterica. If you want a specific tile, you'll have to listen to audio that enhances your subconscious.
All this babble about high frequencies and manifestation. March 7th doesn't understand a word of it.
How should I go about this? I'd rather believe in the readings from the Divination Commission than esoterica.
Ay, ay, ay. Then you're mistaken. mistaken. Jade tiles should be a hobby and not work.
It's the day of the sword trial.
Time for your second test. I'll be your examiner this time, and I'll be testing your ability to defeat enemies with unconventional moves. Grandpa always said that everything can be a sword, and that there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in this vast world. If you want to defeat your opponent, you'll need your own secret move.
Speaking of secret moves, I've prepared some flaming potent tea.
Huh? Is that the flaming potent tea from Arumali?
You got it! I saw this immersion where the hero drank the flaming potent tea and started stumbling and shaking all over the place. But then he managed to defeat his father's murderer with his drunken swordplay.
Good example. Do you know how to do that drunken swordplay?
No. I figured I could just learn it by drinking flaming potent tea.
That's not how it works in real life, Miss March.
Let's focus on the test, Masters.
Even if I don't know drunken swordplay, I've got other tricks up my sleeve.
I've heard you've traveled a lot, Miss March. I'm excited to see how you incorporate your experiences into your swordplay moves.
Your opponent this time is similar to the IPC mechs. Unsheath your swords and give it everything you've got.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all.
March, your sword is also cheering for you.
Phew, that was tough.
Those moves were pretty unconventional, but the way you've blended them into your swordplay was impressive. It's like you've developed your own unique style, Miss March. So, I thought you were just wasting your time traveling around with Yun Li's encouragement. but it seems like it's paid off.
Well, well. Looks like someone's finally seeing sense.
Thank you both for your guidance. So, did I pass the test?
Without a doubt, you aced it.
Awesome! Hey, Mr. Teaching Assistant, isn't it about time you showered me with praise?
I'll save the praise for when you pass the next test.
No saving allowed. Let's keep it relevant. This time's for now, next time's for later. No IOUs on praise.
You're amazing, March. You learned your own secret move.
I won't be modest this time. My skills have improved by leaps and bounds.
General Qingque once told me that everyone has the potential to be my master. Not just Cloud Knight instructors, but also artists and outsiders. Actually, I was once convinced by Guinaifen into swallowing a sword. That's definitely not something you learn from regular practice.
So, what do you think your odds are, March?
Maybe around 30 or 40%?
Will you be ready for the final showdown?
Hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Are you really March 7th?
Hey, even I can say things that sound profound and mysterious. You don't really think I'm dumb, do you?
From the test, I can tell that you still need some time to master your swordplay. But you did pretty well. Milk tea is on me today.
Yeah!
Moments later, in a dark corner on the LeFou,
The progress report on the nameless girl's sword training is complete. What should I do now, Specialist Scott?
Huh? Are you being sarcastic or something?
I mean, don't I have other important tasks to do? It feels like a bit of a waste of time to keep tabs on some random girl's swordplay training.
A waste of time? No! This is about safeguarding the reputation of the IPC and the honor of the Amber Lord. Are you saying that March 7th can actually take down an Arumaton from the Artisanship Commission with a sword? Come on, an Arumaton is no match for our state-of-the-art mechs. Go and strengthen our mechs even further. I refuse to believe that little sliver of metal can actually challenge our cutting-edge technology.
But the armor's already pretty thick.
No, it's not enough. Reinforce it more. If I lose face, it's like losing face for the IPC and the Ember Lord. Can we afford to let that happen?
Understood.
"4 days until sword trial.
Let me go with the boss detector today. Acuity training. Gotta focus and clear my thoughts. Some tenacity training. Acuity training. Some tenacity training. Let's do this!
March 7th encountered danger in the Forbidden Text, but found herself saddened by what she experienced and wants to return to the book once more.
Miss March, can you tell me why it is that you want to read the Solitary Shadow Sword Scroll again?
I originally just wanted to find a powerful sword technique and master an ultimate skill, but after I read the Solitary Shadow Sword Scroll, how should I put it? I want to help him. I want to help the Blade Demon in the book.
You have to release this need to help others and leave them to their fate.
You say that, but... The Blade Demon made one mistake and his life was split in two. The first half, he was a nobody, but he lived happily. But in the second half, he had mastered earth-shattering skill, yet was racked with anxiety and miserableness.
It's quite a common story.
He left his martial arts mastery in these pages, waiting for a fated person to come along and pick it up. I just can't help but feel like he wants me to do something.
Ah, so it is your intention to rescue this story that was left abandoned in the pages of a book, young lady. Interesting. I can assist you, but you must first tell me what it is that you intend to do, or I shall not agree.
March, can you change the destiny of the man in the book?
Unfortunately, I'm just the reader, not the author. Why is it that the Blade Demon was able to become such a master, and yet never attained the satisfaction of a happy life?
Miss March, you remember the Immersia stories that we talked about before, don't you? These stories are always a combination of blessings and tragedy, using happiness in later life to make up for misfortune that was experienced previously. It's like adding a positive to a negative to return to zero. However, we all know that beliefs like this are just blind optimism.
Blessings are real and so is misfortune.
That's right. Even if the Blade Demon was able to master an ultimate technique, that would not change the fact that he regrets what he did in the past. I can be a bit of a Philistine sometimes. Though I sometimes long for the life of a hero, I always think to myself, maybe I'm more suited to a life that isn't fraught with danger where I'm constantly surviving by the skin of my teeth. I think a story of living a complete, yet unremarkable life is far more appealing to me than cutting someone's arm off and mastering a perfect sword technique before the Blade Tomb.
Maybe that is what the Blade Demon wanted too?
As the person in the book, his story is already written and cannot be changed. Fortunately, this is not destiny. It is just a book. Actually, the author has no power over the order in which the reader reads their book. Miss March, I know where the second half of this book is. Try reading the second half of the book from the ending to the beginning instead.
Such a sly and half-baked solution.
Master Lingsha, this is how I can rescue their story.
Interesting. Let us give it a try.
After making time to prepare herself, March 7th began reading the forbidden text from the end of the story. Though you do not know the story inside the book, you imagine it must be the story of a great master gradually giving up on his outstanding skills. After some time, March 7th awakens, and the solitary shadow sword scroll silently fades to blank white parchment.
The forbidden text changed. Qingque's convoluted theory was a success. That's exactly the ending that the Blade Demon... No, I mean the regular mortal wanted.
Oh, it's nothing special. It just means that the Blade Demon was a Philistine like myself.
Unfortunately, I lost all of the skills that I learned from the sword scroll while I was reading it backwards. I didn't learn anything.
Miss March, you read the book from start to finish, then from finish to start. You did gain something. You gained a story.
At At least now I understand that blindly pursuing power doesn't necessarily work for my character.
The repository is organized beautifully. I must thank you all. If there is anything that you need in the future, please just let me know. You actually have something? I'll tell you again. I don't know anything about sword fighting.
Don't worry, Miss Qingque. With that twisted logic of yours, I know you'll be able to help me.
Escapade bonus unlocked. Greatly increases Qingque's assist effects, and additionally provides 1 extra assist effect every day. 3 days until sword trial.
I'll choose quiet quitting. Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. Dexterity training for speed.
Sword art anecdote. A day spent sword training is always full of interesting stories. When the Master Diviner is out on a business trip, the majority of the Master Diviner's work is left to Qingque to handle. After completing the Master Diviner one-day experience pass, Qingque's head spins. She has to drink some sugar water to replenish herself. Qingque is so tired that she can't speak. Let March 7th decide how to order.
How should I go about this? Work is not as bitter as coffee. Black coffee.
What the? Didn't we agree to be sweet girlies together?
I learned so much today. Well done, me.
Training level improved. After improving the training level, training effects will also be improved. 2 days until sword trial.
I'll go with the work-life super balance. Let's take a little stroll through the city. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. Let's take a little stroll through the city. I gotta build my strength and get stronger. That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything.
1 day until sword trial?
I'll choose quiet quitting. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. Dexterity training for speed. Dexterity training for speed. Acuity training. Gotta focus and clear my thoughts. Dexterity training for speed. I'll fight 10!
Sword art anecdote. A day spent sword training is always full of interesting stories. It may not be a sword manual, but a tactical manual is still a fair haul. March 7th studies it for a long time. Qingque has posed How to Beat Skott as the question to test March 7th's tactical acumen. The law to victory has been decided, and March 7th has thought this through.
What do you recommend? Have Master Yunli impersonate me. A classic switcheroo!
This March 7th you mentioned, is that you? This isn't you at all.
Training level improved. After improving the training level, training effects will also be improved. It's the day of the sword trial.
Before we start the test, there's something I need to tell you, Miss March. I've received a challenge letter from Skott. He's made thorough preparations, contacting the Realm Keeping Commission and getting approval for a martial arts exchange event. He even chose Arumali as the venue. Seems like he has some connections there. However, according to the rules, the person receiving the challenge letter has the right to decline the challenge.
Declining would be like admitting defeat. Of course I'll accept it.
But before that, you need to pass the final test, the graduation exam.
You're graduating already, March?
I'm surprised too.
Well, it's not really graduation. It's just that the opponent for this exam is your master, Yanqing.
When General Jing Yuan was teaching me swordplay, he used to personally spar with me during crucial moments to assess my skills.
After all, the master should be the one who is most aware of their students' strengths and weaknesses.
But, Master Yanqing, facing you in a duel, do I really stand a chance?
How will we ever find out if you don't even try? Are you only scared because I'm your opponent, Miss March?
Unsheath your swords and get ready, Miss March. The duel starts now!
The final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this! Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! Watch this! Oh, I get it!
Come get me!
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! Watch this! Not very sportsmanlike. Awesome! Now watch this! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! Watch this!
I'm just warming up.
that I'm actually a genius?
Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss March. You've passed the exam.
Oh!
Yeah, congratulations.
Ha! I told you compliments make me better.
With your swordplay skills, you can effortlessly take down IPC Max, March.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident too.
But looking back, haven't you learned something more important than just swordplay?
Yeah, I've not only learned swordplay from masters, but I've also met a bunch of people and gained a lot of insights from my experiences.
Those experiences will nourish your sword skills. It's just like Master Yunli said. Everything can be a sword, and there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in the vast world.
That actually makes sense. Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Skott.
Maybe there's another method we can use.
Let's do it! I already have an idea!
I remember Yan Qing once said, there are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. Do you feel any closer to becoming the great hero you've always dreamed of?
Oh, yes, absolutely! The great hero within me is definitely up to the task. I'm going up against Skott soon. Do you know why I'm visiting you, Qingque?
Yeah, with you, me, and him here, the answer is pretty obvious.
Of course, we're here to play Celestial Jade.
Yeah, you just have pre-fight jitters, March. Let's play a couple of rounds to help you relax.
Wait a minute. I've been playing with you a lot lately, right? I've actually picked up a few insights. For example, I've been thinking lately that just defeating Skott with my swords might not be enough.
You? Thinking?
Yeah? You don't really think I'm dumb, do you? Well, here's the thing. Even if Skott apologizes, do you think he'd actually feel sorry for what he did?
Nah, it's more he's just honoring a bet. Whether it's apologizing or squealing like a pig, I doubt he'd do it willingly.
Remember when he barked like a dog? He definitely wasn't sorry then.
Exactly! He just wants to show off, which is why he picked Arum Alley as the venue.
You're right. Even though I'm not a fan, I'll help you figure something out.
Why don't you fill her in on what happened at Arum Alley earlier?
Qingque listens to the whole story of Skott's incident with great interest. By the time you finish speaking, you notice that there seems to be a hint of anger on Qingque's face.
If being a workaholic were a disease, Skott would be in the ICU. It's okay to enjoy your work, but causing trouble in society is another story.
He deserves a good scolding.
Skott really needs to apologize to regular people like me. Come on, March. Let's go find it.
Huh?
Well, well, if it isn't our hero, March 7th. And who do we have here with you?
Before you start the fight, I have a few words for you.
Huh? Who do you think you are? Is it like a Xianzhou thing to just show up uninvited?
It's okay if you don't know who I am. Introduce me to him.
This is the CEO of the Dynasty Corp, Miss Qingque.
Don't freak him out. I work as the head of the Divination Commission most of the time.
Heh, what's so special about being a diviner from the Divination Commission? I'm a specialist at the Interastral Peace Corporation. Tell me, what makes you think you're so great? Do you have more minions than me? Or do you earn more credits?
You may not be young, but your mindset is still that of a fresh-faced newbie who spends all their time on work while proudly proclaiming to love their job.
You! Shut up, you!
In my opinion, you enjoy playing the role of a joker, spouting off outrageous opinions just to seem objective and indifferent whenever you feel like it.
Enough! Shut up! What do you know about me? Don't act like you know everything!
Wow, you really got under Scott's skin with just a few words.
Well, you almost got me. I'm here to have a duel, not to debate with you.
Scott got hit where it hurts.
Yeah, Scott couldn't come up with a comeback. That's the spirit. Strike while the iron is hot.
Leave it to me. I'm an expert negotiator.
At the end of negotiation, if your morale is higher than or equal to your opponent's, it is considered a successful negotiation. Otherwise, it is deemed a failure. During the negotiation process, if either party's morale drops to 0, the negotiation immediately ends. Your negotiation choices will load to different outcomes, which can either increase or decrease your morale. As you make choices, the negotiation progresses until the number of negotiation rounds drops to 0, at which point the negotiation ends. During your negotiation turn, you can use negotiation strategies to apply various negotiation techniques to help you succeed. Here, you can view your opponent's information. If you're unsure what to choose, press to view.
Let me ask you something. Do you consider the IPC to be your family?
Of course I do! I have so many amazing colleagues there. Have you seen our structure? The talent motivation department makes everything feel even better than family.
Ask your underlings if they honestly feel like the IPC is their family. You consider them your family, but do they feel the same way?
Mr. Scott bosses me around as if he owns me.
I own you, and that's what makes us a family, right?
See, Scott? Looks like your bros have different ideas of what family means. I heard even the lowest ranking Pierpoint folks feel proud of the IPC's success and wealth. But when you really think about it, How much does the IPC's success and wealth have to do with you?
Of course it has something to do with me.
Then tell me, which of the IPC's achievements can you personally take credit for?
I was involved in the Room Alley investment project. And right now, I'm in charge of these transport ships. They may not seem like big things, but they can't be done without me.
Funny thing is, Room Alley has actually been doing better since you left. As for those transport ships, do you really think no one else can handle it?
I just got unlucky with that project. If the IPC had listened to me, it would have been a massive success. And the shipping and transportation stuff, it's just impossible without me.
I've heard that the IPC's annual turnover is even higher than the total population of the capital of Passion. Even without you, they'd find other Scotts to get the job done.
Do you find it hard to fall asleep without scrolling through your phone? Do you hit the snooze button every morning? Do you feel useless at work hearing your bosses complaining about your incompetence?
Enough! Stop it!
When you actually think about your life outside of work, only one word pops into your head, doesn't it?
Overtime!
Please, just stop it! Please!
You know, based on my work philosophy, I don't want to say you're not important. In fact, I'd say you are important. As an employee, you should take pride in living a good life for yourself, not just work.
But I don't have a life of my own.
In your silence, your eyes betraying your sadness. The heat of the sympathy in your gaze could hatch a chick.
Come on, just say something. Don't make me feel so miserable about myself.
But you are miserable because you don't have a life of your own.
You consider yourself superior to others. You have no time for your own life. You lack empathy. You're always worried about being looked down upon, and your self-esteem stems from the status the IPC gives you. Do you really want to live like this forever?
That's so mean! Just an ordinary person struggling, trying to survive. Don't you feel a twinge of guilt saying nasty stuff like that?
Of course I do. Because I'm just an ordinary person too. Now, Scott, welcome back to the world of ordinary people. Mungming, the owner of the Sleepless Earl, went to great efforts to set up her shop. All so that workers like us can catch a break and find some joy in our lives. What makes you so different from her? How would you feel if you worked so hard to create something, only to have your boss wreck it and overwhelm you with unreasonable demands?
We were intending to defeat you in a duel and make you apologize to her. But now we see that won't work.
I see. I'll make a genuine, heartfelt apology to her. Enough. I understand. We don't need to carry on with this sword fight. I'm going to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl, and to everyone fully living their lives.
But have you forgotten the squealing like a pig part?
Drop it! Scott is in the midst of introspection.
Thank you, Miss March. You really are a hero. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be happy. I'll have some tea, read the paper, and explore the universe. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to apologize to the owner. Thanks. You've given me a lot to think about. As for this lousy job in the IPC, well, it's time for some serious contemplation. Catch you later.
Scott leaves Aurum Alley with his bros and apologizes to the shopkeeper of the Sleepless Earl, Meng Ming.
I'm so tired. Haven't felt this exhausted in ages. You guys better treat me to something nice, March. Of course! Thank you, Master Qingque.
This brief interlude has concluded, yet March 7th's pursuit of the art of swordplay shall continue.
Check out my moves. Mr. Xiyan should be preparing an epic tale about my awesome sword moves.
Complete endings. Way of Primaveral Blade. Rhetoric. Martial means will not solve the problem. Qingque will handle things using a more refined approach.
The shining golden side. Let your inner spark ignite. Find a treasure, a growing bright. Reach your forehead and take a flight. Lucky or not, at least you tried. Chin up, in yourself confined.